is on. And good start from Ulrich. Wow.
Yeah, fantastic start from him, able to just get himself away and immediately pulling a gap to the car behind him. As we see drama in the background, is that Gearman going into the Joker lap, forcing his way in there up the inside of Carlson there. But now going to have the clear air in front of him to try and bring the gap down to the train in front.
So clean start there for Ulrich Lindemann.
Fantastic job by him. We've seen him have a puncture in Q1, which put him down the standings, and then he had a win in Q2, despite having a broken rim from that chicane before the velodrome, but having a good run here now as well, as we've got Peter Hedström behind him. He's not leaving Hedström behind here.
No, definitely not, and they follow each other through instead of any of them going into the Joker. Very clean race from all drivers so far.
It's interesting to see them on that chicane before the velodrome. I was speaking to Ulrich earlier, and he said it is so slippy. They have to be really patient on the throttle before they can get on it, because the car just wants to wash out, and if they touch the throttle, they just light all the wheels up and they lose time and run wide. And so the amount of patience these guys need and discipline to not just floor it whenever you want to is a lot, especially with 600 horsepower on your rifle.
Definitely, and it's interesting now to see the two cars at the back there that have jokered. Also, Peter is going in now. How they will slot in as the rest of the cars need to go into the Joker lap with 3 laps to go, and then there's contact between Hedström and Dahlmans on the merge out of the Joker lap, but looked like a race incident. But Hedström's door is completely knocked in.
Yeah, so it's quite a blind exit from the Joker lap and the standard lap. You've got that fence that runs alongside them, so they're heavily reliant on their spotters to tell them if there is somebody going to be there or not. But interesting for Hedström to go into the Joker lap then. I didn't feel like he was being held up by Linnemann, but you know, he dropped himself back into the risk of being stuck behind Dahlmans.
We see quite a battle between Thordén and Gearman and Carlson. Thordén has not been into the Joker lap yet, but he is being pushed very hard. Many similar cars out on track now, the VW Polo. And Linnemann is now getting held up a little bit from Dahlmans.
Sorry, Linnemann, does he look like he's got a front right puncture for Linnemann? So I thought he must have lost a lot of time. You know, Hedström leapfrogged him in the Joker lap, so Linnemann's got 2 laps now. He needs to hold on to try and secure himself in that final.
Very, very unfortunate. What do you think Ulrich can do? There's 2 laps to go.
I mean, if you had a puncture on your rear, it's kind of a bit more manageable. You get a lot more oversteer, but with it being on the front, you can't turn in. You lose your turning in, and with it being on this front right corner here, for example, a lot of understeer, having to really get on the handbrake just to move the car around. So he's going to have to make himself very, very wide.
From what you know from Ulrich Linnemann, he's kind of the guy who never ever gives up, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe that's his motto, and it's written on his helmet and in front of the awning for the team. So, but you can see there, the car's just pushing on.
Here we go. He loses 2 places in the velodrome. Not looking good for Ulrich Linnemann, but somebody it is looking good for is Peter Hedström from Sweden, as he heads towards the checkered flag far in front of the other drivers. And we have Christer Dahlmans there and Philip Gearman. Unfortunately for Ulrich Linnemann, his luck was over for the day.
Yeah, disaster. That was not what he wanted. I was talking to him earlier, and he had so much confidence. He was really happy with the pace and with himself being in a new car as well. And that's not going to be how he wanted to start his championship hopes.
So where do you reckon that puncture came?
I mean, I've been talking about it all day. I've been worried the chicane before the velodrome. Maybe we'll see on the replays here, but you could just see the pace of him off of the line immediately. You know, making himself known at the front of the field.
Rallycross can be such an unpredictable sport. We see Oliver Eriksson, his teammate, who's had, you know, quite bad luck all day, but now makes it through to the final. And Ulrich has had such a fantastic day and lucks out just in the semi-final.
Yeah, it's so disappointing for him, and I think it'll be on this lap here. So we're going to see the Joker merge, but maybe we'll speak to him later on and find out what happened. But yeah, it's not ideal for the Danish driver.
Not at all, but I'm sure he will be happy with the pace he has shown all day up until his misfortune here in the semi-final, and he can move on to rounds to come knowing that this car has huge potential for this series.
Yeah, it's a big confidence boost knowing that through the day you had the speed, and that a factor that potentially wasn't your fault was what hindered your progress through the race. So he's gonna be feeling good coming into tomorrow for round 2.
And I can imagine, I mean, of course, Peder Hedström, the winner of this race, but also Christer Dahlmans. He started in the back row, finishing second in this semi-final, with also Philip German taking that 3rd position. Results of the 2nd semi-final for Supercar is Peder Hedström up at the top there, followed by Christer Dahlmans and Philip German in 3rd.